This was not just a sacred object, or at least, that's what we are told. The Ark of the Covenant is often described as a holy chest, a symbol, a relic, something spiritual. But when you look closer, the details start to feel different. Because according to ancient texts, this object was not meant to be touched, not even by priests, not even by those who carried it. And those who did were said to die instantly. So what exactly was it? A symbol or something else? Because symbols don't kill people, at least not physically. Some researchers believe it was just religious exaggeration, a way to create fear, a way to control people. But others disagree. They point to the descriptions, specific instructions, how it should be built, how it should be carried, how no one should get too close. Why would a symbolic object need that level of detail? Unless it wasn't just symbolic. And then there's the second problem. It disappears. No confirmed location, no remains, no clear history after a certain point. Just theories. Hidden, lost, taken, or protected. Some say it was moved to another land. Some say it still exists, hidden somewhere. And some say it was never meant to be found again. But here's the real question. If it was only a religious object, why did it need so many rules? Why so much distance? Why so much fear? Because fear usually comes from something real, something experienced, something remembered. And whatever that was, it was strong enough to shape behavior, to control movement, to define who could approach and who could not. So maybe the Ark was not just about belief. Maybe it was about something else entirely. Something misunderstood, something misinterpreted, or something deliberately hidden. Because calling it symbolic makes everything safe. But history is not always safe, and it's not always simple. Because when multiple sources from different times repeat the same warning, do not touch it, do not get too close, do not approach without preparation. These are not poetic lines, they are instructions. And instructions usually exist for a reason. Not belief, but consequence. So what kind of object creates consequences just by contact? Some have suggested natural explanations. Metal, energy, something physical, something measurable. But if that's the case, then why is there no trace? Why no confirmed discovery? Unless it was removed, hidden, or deliberately kept out of reach. Because not everything is meant to be studied, and not everything is meant to be repeated. There is also another possibility. What if the Ark was not dangerous on its own, but became dangerous in the wrong hands? That would explain the restrictions, the rules, the distance. Not to protect people from the object, but to protect the object from people. Because power without control becomes risk, and risk leads to loss. So maybe what we are looking at is not just a lost artifact, but a controlled one. Something that once existed in the open, but later had to disappear. Not because it stopped working, but because it worked too well. And that changes everything. Because now the question is no longer just, where is it? But instead, who decided it should disappear? And more importantly, why? And maybe the most uncomfortable part is that we keep trying to simplify it. to reduce it into something safe, something we can explain. Because once we understand something, it stops being threatening. But not everything in history fits that pattern. Some things remain unresolved, and the Ark is one of them. Because the more you look at the descriptions, the more consistent they become. The same warnings, the same restrictions, the same emphasis on distance. This wasn't random storytelling. It was structured, repeated, preserved. And that level of consistency usually means one thing. It mattered. Not just symbolically, but physically. Because you don't repeat the same rule over and over again unless breaking it has consequences. Real consequences. And that raises another question. If the Ark was capable of causing harm, then who understood it? Who knew how it worked? Because someone had to. Someone had to build it. Someone had to carry it. Someone had to decide who could approach and who could not. And that suggests knowledge, not belief. Knowledge. But that knowledge is gone, or at least no longer accessible. And that leaves us with fragments, descriptions without context, instructions without explanation, rules without understanding. Which is why today we are left guessing, trying to reconstruct something from pieces that were never meant to be complete. And maybe that's intentional, because sometimes removing the explanation is more powerful than hiding the object itself. It creates uncertainty, doubt, speculation, and that uncertainty keeps the mystery alive. But it also keeps the question open. Because if something like this truly existed, then its disappearance becomes even more important. Objects don't just vanish without reason, especially not ones surrounded by this level of attention, this level of control, this level of warning. So either it was lost, which raises questions about how something so important could disappear, or it was moved, hidden, relocated, by someone who understood its value, or its danger. And if that's the case, then the Ark is not just a relic of the past. It becomes something else entirely, something ongoing, something that still matters, even if we don't fully understand why. And that brings us back to the same point. Maybe the real mystery is not what the Ark was, but what it represented. Not where it is, but why it had to be removed. Because history often preserves events, but not intentions. And without intention, we are left interpreting shadows. So when we look at the Ark today, we are not just looking at an object. We are looking at a gap, a missing piece, something that once existed and no longer does. And maybe that absence is the most important clue of all. Because whatever it was important enough to build rules around it, important enough to protect, and important enough to make sure it would not remain.